Yeah. Bro code, we in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne. We in that zone. Bro code. Don't break bro code. Bro code. We in that mode. We in that mode, everything I'm doing with you, so we build a bigger picture. You was my bro, everything I'm building with you, so the family is richer. They better ask us about it, they know that we bought it, so they better not press with no issue. Oh, no, mess with one of us, that's two of us, that's coming at your door. If the two of us ain't feeling you, the three of us on go. If you come to play with three of us, we bout to let it blow. And we handing out that smoke, cause it's bro code. We in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne. We in that zone. Bro code. Don't break bro code. Bro code. We in that mode.
What's good? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Broco family.
Broco family. Your boys are back.
We in the
again
building.
One more
for
time.
another episode of
Broco.
Yep. So it's been a long week.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
but we happy to be back in here to deliver y'all some really good content.
For sure.
So we just gonna go ahead and get started. So today's one is one that kind of, to me, it's really important in our community, right?
Right.
It's something that we really should start focusing on as a people.
True.
In general, right? And when I tell you, you're gonna know that we're actually a little bit behind the eight ball when it comes to other races and nationalities,
True.
right?
Yeah.
For many reasons, right?
Right.
All right. So the topic for today is what does financial freedom look like in our community? Right.
So the black community.
In the black community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's what he mean when he say our community.
Our community.
Yeah.
Right. So again, the topic is financial freedom in the black community.
Right.
All right. So quick thing, we're gonna run around the room and try to figure out in the room, what does financial freedom mean to us? Right.
To me, it definitely means not living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Being able to go out to eat a week if you want to go out to eat, or be able to put a little bit more in your investment account or in the savings account. Without having to be like, oh, I shouldn't have put that extra 20 in there because I need that to pay the light bill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And being able to enjoy some of the, luxuries and leisures of life, without feeling like, your back is against the wall from week to week. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Really good topic, man.
Yeah.
I would, to me, financial freedom to me, and like you said, as a race, we're so far behind because we're really just now starting to get the concept of what I would call, or what is called, passive income. Passive income to me is financial freedom. That means you got money, you're making money while you're asleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, and to allude to what James just said, if you have an investment account, that's a start.
Right.
But if you can't put money in that investment account because you got to put it here,
Right.
then then you're struggling, right? You know what I'm saying? You're trying to figure it out.
Right.
But if you got that passive income coming in, that will help you establish those different accounts and everything.
Right.
Me, I'm gonna go a little deeper than that. I feel like financial freedom is building a legacy. Putting the means to the point where you got something that you can leave for your kids and your grandkids.
So he's speaking generational wealth.
Right.
Yep.
Generational wealth. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
That big
basically
word.
being able to just, work those jobs and save that money, but at the same time invest in something that gonna keep money coming in, to even though you enjoying some of the things off of it, it's not basically taken away to the point where it's basically, not serving the purpose that you started for.
Right.
So when I say building a legacy, it's all about basically, investing in stuff that that, okay, if I die tomorrow, my kids are taken care of, my grandkids are taken care of. So that's what it means to me, like that.
Yeah.
Generational wealth is definitely a big word that's been thrown around probably the last 2 years, especially with COVID, the pandemic. From what I had been reading, has produced more millionaires than in recent years.
Say it one more time.
The pandemic itself has produced more millionaires than in recent years.
How did that happen?
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
People have been forced to figure out different ways to make money.
Okay.
Right.
You couldn't get up and go to work every day and work a 9 to 5, right?
Right.
You were limited, right? We had to be home, or we could only be out.
Yep.
In certain jobs, certain career fields. So people had to get creative. The biggest one probably was OnlyFans. Everybody was going crazy on OnlyFans, right? I mean, we laughing, right? But the top earner OnlyFans was making like some crazy money every month.
I mean, I guess that falls into the same thing
crazy.
with all the social media people,
Right.
the hype with social media.
Right.
So now you want to be an influencer.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
making all this money. But again, you can be an influencer on OnlyFans, but if you don't do right by that money,
Right.
then you know what I'm saying, that wealth can slip away from you pretty.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But if you're making like a couple of $1,000s a month,
Yeah.
when you went, like I think I seen one OnlyFans person, I think she said she had like a minimum wage job, and she went from working a minimum wage job to making like a couple of thousand. Like, I'm not talking about like 5 figures. I'm talking like 6 figure per month.
Yeah.
And she was able to get a degree, buy multiple vehicles, pay off a house, no mortgage. So she's completely debt free.
Yeah.
The other thing to
Think about that.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing that we have?
Yeah.
Car payment, mortgage.
That's it. Yeah.
And the thing about that, like, so on my notes right here, I got, the main things you all mentioned is not living paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
being able to have some kind of investment portfolio,
Yeah.
right? Being able to have, before the investment portfolio, you need to have several months of savings, right? For emergency fund. If you lose your job, right, you want to be able to keep those house payments going for 6 to 8 months, right? So you should definitely have that established prior to the investment, right? And then once you have that in place, you start, you don't touch it, and you start investing in other things, right? To build your wealth, right? So and another thing somebody mentioned, you talking about like some of the biggest things that we have is like the mortgage, right? That's something that's kind of sometimes can be unavoidable, right? But if we wanted to start talking about the generational wealth stuff now, right? Imagine where we would be if our parents had the opportunity to own their own house, own their own property, right? Some of our parents did, but majority of them they didn't, right? In the black community, right? So did they have a house to leave their kids? No, right? Imagine where most of us would be if we were able to have come out of college or something like that and have a place to live mortgage free,
Or be debt free coming out of college.
or be debt free, right?
Right.
You start-
Definitely
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
so that another thing is that going to school, right?
Student
a lot of
loans.
us student loans, right?
Yeah.
You forced into taking those student loans because your parents can't afford
Right.
to pay that, right? So now you coming out, you behind the 8 ball again. So
Right.
we black, low income,
In debt.
and all that kind of stuff, right? And then
Right.
struggling to find a job, right?
Right. Definitely.
So with us being, all of us being parents, right? We're in a position right now to try to set our kids up for success, right?
Yeah.
By leaving them something, right? If we pass away today, do you have life insurance, right?
Right.
So a big thing back in the day, as a black community, again, we didn't have life insurance, right? So you putting your kids or other relatives behind the 8 ball because they have to spend money to bury you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you something that I didn't know was like a big hack. Life insurance. Like, and I'm gonna say, I was told this by one of my friends. They'll go together, and I say they. Pops is old. They know it's not gonna be too much time, or they might start earlier before it's too much time. Before he kicked the bucket.
Right.
They'll go together and get a $1 million policy, and they'll split it and pay it every month.
Wow.
And when he dies, guess what? They got $1 million check.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's 2 or 3 or 4 of them,
But
You know what I'm
why
saying?
not? Especially if there's no medical exam involved, or
Right.
even if it is, if they can pass the medical exam. I mean, it's thinking ahead.
yeah, definitely. But think about that, bro. Like, we didn't know about that.
No,
So then,
no.
We didn't.
I would
we-
have got a life and policy with my dad a long time ago.
How much thinking outside of the box can you go with that?
Right.
Right.
Your pops die. Y'all got $1 million policy. You and Raymond,
Mm-hmm.
500 apiece.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been there.
Right.
Forever.
And then that money you can take part of it and invest, part of it and maybe enjoy,
But that's why
and part of it and make good
That's why it's
financial
our job
decisions.
now as adults. It's our
Right.
job to have those life insurance in place for our legacies, for our, our seeds,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure, even though they won't benefit from it the day we die, if they're under 18.
Right.
But that's where wills and trusts and all those things come in.
That's another
You
thing.
got to have those wills. Georgia Southern just sent me an email. They're doing free wills right now for alumni. Hey, they're doing free wills, creating free wills for all alumni.
So let me.
That's not-
I'm always
Trust.
I'm always the one on the show
Trust.
that always have to bring the negativity in. Okay, so
You don't always have to be that.
let me throw my negativity in this. So what
throw
you're
it.
saying makes a lot of sense. I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna keep it real. I'm saying it is always our race that don't think outside the box like that, because instead of you thinking the smart way as far as what we can get and accomplish together, you worry about who gonna get it. Or who gonna get more than who gonna get. You know what? I would do it, but I'm saying I don't want to share it with her because she ain't did nothing for Pop while he was here. Instead of you just looking at it, the bright side of it and saying, you know what? Okay, listen, all right. We're saying we can put this in together. We can break this out, and then whatever you do with your money is whatever you do with your money, and then whatever I do with mine is mine. But at the same time, instead of you thinking like that, we always, as a race, we always trying to see who gonna get the most.
Who gonna one up each other?
And that's where we got to be better as a generation.
Right.
Like we got to be better
And
as
as
a
a race,
generation
yeah.
because we seen generations before us. They had those problems, and us coming up as men, we seen the bickering back and forth. Who gonna get this? Well, I don't want this. So we got to be better as a younger generation to say, you know what? I'm going to lay down the law. Okay, this is my policy. These are my responsibilities. This is what I want to take care of. This is what I want to leave behind for this, and this person. And you got to lay that out. But we have to be proactive in that.
Right.
We got to be proactive in that. And that's where we kind of fall short as a race.
Right. I agree with you on that. We have to be more proactive, and we have to sit down and say, all right, I'm gonna create this will or this trust, which is a lot better than a will.
Yep.
And say who gets what.
Yep.
And so that way there's no arguing, there's no bickering, there's no separation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that way it's laid out, and then they have no choice but to follow it.
Yep. Fellas, you can do it to the point where you can lay out a trust to your 6-year-old, to your 10-year-old, and say, you're not getting this money until you graduate college, or you know what I'm saying, you're making
I had a friend like
a
that.
stable income. You know,
right.
yeah, you could customize it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think too, when you just mentioned the age, right? So we need to start, going to our sons and our daughters and teaching them, the finances early in life, right? I know going to a HBCU, I think that a good course to add in there is, I don't know if you want to call it financial freedom, right? We need to do it earlier. It needs to be in the high schools, right? And it needs to be a class to teach these kids budgeting, but like, what is a 401k? What are what's an IRA, right?
Right.
All these different things need to be taught at an early age, right? Because you think about it, a kid they can start an IRA or investments when they're young.
You can do that for your kid now.
You can do that now.
Right,
You
right.
can do like parental stuff, and then when they get a certain age, they can take possession of it.
Yeah,
Correct.
You can create a 529 for your kids for school,
education.
for
Yeah, right.
education.
Yeah. And another thing too is that I know my wife, she started with our oldest son, right? She added him to he don't know he's on our credit card. You know what I'm saying? But
That's another one.
Authorized user.
Yeah, so he's an authorized user.
Yeah.
So we just had to get new cars.
Credit.
The cars came in, and his name is right on there. He don't know he got it,
Right.
but now his credit is building because we paying our bills, right?
Yeah.
So versus back in the day, you know what I'm saying? You would go through school and everything, and then you would go out to work, and then all of a sudden, let me go get my first credit card, and you find out that your parents had
light bill,
all this kind of stuff.
cable.
You know what I'm saying? And
I had a homegirl like that, man. She was talking about
and your credit jacked up.
Yeah, she was talking about how her mom jacked her credit up. So by the time she turned 18, was trying to get a car, she couldn't get one.
Right.
Because her credit jacked up. Oh, you got a light bill on your credit. What you mean? I'm 18. I ain't even got no house.
I give my parents props on that.
Your cable bill, you got a cable bill.
Right, me either, man. Me either.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But you got to think like, you know, all we know is survival. So for some of us, in certain situations, we do what we have to do to survive.
Yeah, you got.
And that's what her mom at the time had to do.
The lights about to get cut off or whatever. Or I can't get the lights turned back on in my name. So
but they done been cut off 50 times.
Hey, it's $300, but I'm saying to get it cut on your nose is $150. So I can get this $150. So I'm putting
We'll do this $150 today.
We'll
do this $150. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on this time.
Yeah, but that's a tough situation. What do you?
It is.
What do you truly do in something like that? And that's the only way you can get it back on. But if you do something like that, you got to know that you're gonna affect those kids down the road, and you again you put them behind the 8 ball.
But some of them don't even think about that, man, because they don't look at it like down the road. Okay, you know, my son gonna try to get a car,
right?
Or he gonna try to get a house. You know what I'm saying? And then you may have a relationship with a kid where y'all don't even speaking. So now I'm going in the bank trying to get a loan because I got a good idea to make some money, and I'm trying to get a business loan. I can't even get it because I got 4 or 5 bills on my name that over $1,000, and I didn't even know I had them.
Yeah, or open an account.
Yeah,
because you know they run your credit now for opening an account.
And I guess it could be a parent that don't even live with you no more, or not living with you, and they just use your Social Security because they got it. They got your Social Security number.
Right.
And so that kind of stuff in our community is it brings us down.
Hey, y'all stop doing that to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Find an alternative. They got too many resources out there.
Just 2 years old. He should have no card note in his name.
Right. The church, all these different government programs, stop doing that to your kids.
But you know what would be funny though? You know what would be funny? Would a teach them a lesson? Hey, look here. If you go put a car in somebody's name and the kid get mad, be like, give me my car back. Like, this ain't your car. It's in my name. And now you got to prove it's not in his name. Oh, yeah, you'll stop all that. I bet you. I bet you that.
Yeah. Finances definitely important. You know, I know I didn't have no financial conversations with my parents growing up.
I definitely did.
I think the extent of finances, my mom was like, don't mess with credit cards.
Yeah.
Well, why, Mom? Why? You know what I'm saying?
And they were
like,
handing them out to us in college. You know?
God, college is the worst place.
They should stop doing that. They should. As soon as you get on campus, right? I know my campus it was military and credit cards. Right? They got a little table set up right outside the cafeteria or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, hey man, you want this card? You be like, man, for real, you gonna give me a card,
bruh?
And all of a sudden, I'm at the mall.
Yep.
What? Going to the landroom every day to the mailbox.
Yep.
Discover card application. In the, I'm like, I don't want no Discover card. My mom said credit card's bad.
Polo outlet.
What?
Darian.
Every weekend.
My first credit card was Macy's, but I maxed that thing out without 2 weeks.
Look,
maxed out.
They'll give them to you real quick now.
So you know what? You said something. You said back in like when we were growing up,
right?
It was all about survival,
right?
So my question would be, when you in survival mode, how does that even affect the financial freedom? Because sometimes you're not even really thinking about what you got to put back. You just thinking about surviving.
Yeah, right. I mean, survival mode to me, survival mode is one thing. Like you're gonna do whatever it takes to survive. Like if you had to go, if your kids are hungry, you might have to go into the grocery. You know what I'm saying? You work 8 jobs, or if you had to go in there.
Sounds
if you had to go, you know, I was take a pack of chicken out of the store, whatever, right? Because you in survival mode, right?
Sir.
But outside of survival mode, sometimes we do things to ourselves, right? Like we maybe we purchase more than what we probably should have.
True statement.
Right? You know what I mean? What I think they said that, you know, the Black America, we probably own the most Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because maybe it's a status symbol. Right?
And we buy the most luxury items.
Right.
Louis, Gucci, all that stuff.
All that.
Right.
And we consume the most alcohol.
Jewelry.
But we make up less than anybody else as far as like income.
Yeah. So why is that? Why is it that, you know, I can drive down the street and I can see somebody, you know, at the bus stop with with a Ferragamo belt on, right?
Well,
So you sitting there with a $400 or $500 bill. I don't know what your situation is, right? But a lot of situations is, you buying stuff that you shouldn't be. Instead of buying a $200 pair of shoes, right? You buy you a $70 pair of shoes and take the other $130 and make it work for you.
Right.
Or
So you know what? I'm gonna get personal on this thing with this financial freedom thing. So I'm going a little deeper into it. So I think like one of my biggest things is I like to shop, and the reason why I like to shop is mostly because growing up we didn't have much. So it was many things that I wanted, and in high school, seeing guys with with the J's on and Nikes and all this stuff, and then I'm like, okay, I want that too. But at the same time, I'm going like, we can't afford that. So I think one of the biggest things we have to do when it comes to our kids is put them in a situation where the way we raise them, it don't backfire on them to pick up habits. So I think one of my biggest habits as far as shopping goes is because now when I see something, even though I got the money and the jobs to do it, sometimes do I really need it? Nah, not really. But at the same time, my mindset is like, you know what? Can't nobody tell me I can't have it.
Right.
So I'm gonna go get it, all because I know I can get it.
Right.
So that's why I was like, one of my main focus when I'm raising my girls is, make sure that what you buy, you actually really need it. Right. Because like if you really don't need it, like me, one of the things I do now is if I say a shirt on Monday, okay, even though I may have the $20, $30, $40 to buy the shirt, I'm gonna wait till Friday because you never know what's gonna come up between Monday and Friday.
Right.
But some people they jump and go ahead and buy that shirt on Monday, and then now they calling you on Thursday borrowing money because the bill they got to pay on Friday. They should have just waited.
So I'm gonna kind of cut you. You said if you need it or want it, right? So the thing is that we need a whole lot less than what we have.
And what we want.
Well, yeah. So as of right now, I say technically there's no reason for you to have 10 pair of sneakers.
I got more than that.
I'm just throwing a number out there. It's like saying okay, I got 60, right? So there's no reason for me. I don't need that.
Right.
You don't need 60 pair of shoes, right? You would maybe need a pair of running shoes, a regular pair of tennis shoes, or something like that. Maybe you got a pair
Black
of boots.
pair, brown pair.
You know what I'm saying? So you would narrow that
Yeah.
down. So you can't tell me that you need it, right? But my whole thing is that you work every day, you know what I'm saying? So you should be able to get the things that you want. We live once, right? But you shouldn't get stuff to where you buy so much to where it impedes on your progress for this financial freedom we talk about. Right. So if all of a sudden you know that if you go and you buy a car, right, and you can afford, you could pay up to $1,000 a month, right? But you would be, you'll be just getting there. Why would you put yourself in that situation to just be getting there when you can dial it back and you can say you can go get you a nice car for $400 or $500 a month, right? You know what I mean? And then you got the other one to make, you know what I'm saying, to get you towards that financial freedom or keep you from being, oh man, how I'm gonna get to $1,000 this month? Right.
I think one of the biggest things that we as a race we struggle with is the attention. Like a lot of stuff that people get is for the attention. Like you see this guy riding on the road in a Mercedes and with the rims on it or whatever, and then you go to his house and he got no furniture. But you want to put on, in public, you want everybody to think that you balling like that because you riding around like that. So I think one of the biggest things we got to do, like you said, we got to shop smarter. Okay, and we got to think of the bigger picture when it comes to where our money is actually going, because as Black people, let's call it what it is. It's actually really hard for us to even get the money. So when we get it, I'm saying, like me personally, I'm saying I can tell you a story, man. I went shopping with Puerto Rico one time when I used to date this girl, and she was like, you know what? I was just finna buy you this Coach wallet. I said, how much was the wallet? She was like, it was $70. I said, $70 for a wallet? She was like, yeah, it's a Coach wallet. I was like, but I'm not gonna do it no different than I'm put a wallet from Walmart. So
it's still going in my back pocket.
Still going in my back pocket. Who gonna know, bro? You got a Coach wallet in your back pocket. I'm just saying, it's just certain things like that don't make sense to me. Why spend all that money just so you can say that you got the symbol on it?
Right. I'll agree with you. I think some of it stems from when we were younger.
Right.
And we wanted XYZ and we couldn't get it.
Right.
And I think, because we're older, we've worked hard to climb the ladder to get to a certain point in life. We want to enjoy our success and enjoy our, hard work, right?
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with doing stuff in moderation.
Yeah, you don't want no Velcro wallet no more, do you?
Right. You might want the LV with the the flip out on the backside with the show your ID. That's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said Velcro. They still make those?
Yeah, probably at Walmart.
Oh yeah, they definitely got them at Walmart. but to what you're saying, some of that stuff needs to be thought about, and really a conscious decision made. Do I really need this?
Right.
And
know what I'm saying?
and the thing is that if you got all your other stuff in place, right? You got your emergency fund, right? You got your investments, right? You got
That's a big word because some people don't even have that or know what that is.
Right. So you got your investments, your children's education funds. You got all this stuff in place. You go to church, you giving and all this kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong for you to have a LV then, right? You can go have a Benz. You can have whatever you want, right? But what I'm just saying is that kind of prioritize the other stuff, right? That's going to eventually create that generational wealth, right? That financial freedom now in the generational wealth for your kids and and hopefully the grandkids, right? At the same time, teaching your children by doing and showing, hey, this is how you should live, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, daddy can go and buy or whatever, right? But he's stepping back and doing this and making sure the family is okay.
Yeah.
You know.
So
I'm going to piggyback off that. So as we talk about legacies, like there's really two things that we got to teach the younger generation. That's work ethic.
Right.
Working hard.
Because
right. Because ain't nothing gonna be handed down to them.
No,
right?
But that's what they think.
But they don't understand.
They don't understand
No.
that. So if you teach hard work ethic, they'll model that. But also the value of $1.
Right.
The value of $1. Now it's funny that we're having this conversation because I just had my sons for fall break, and one of the things that I like to do is I like to teach them the value of $1. And one of the ways that I do that is I'll take them to a thrift store. And I shop thrift. I'll get something.
Yes,
Goodwill.
ain't nothing wrong with
you
it.
find good deals, right? I'm talking about suits,
Yes, sir.
outdoor equipment, just
Sports
everything,
coats.
So now that I have a 10-year-old and my 6-year-old who's about to be 7, he's pretty, he's kind of advanced or whatever. So it's like, okay, now I can start teaching them both at the same time. So now I'm really teaching them the value of $1. So what I did, and I've done this several times, I take them to Goodwill and I'll show them something. Like it'd be something. This time it was a dolly. It was a dolly, right? Furniture dolly. There was also a futon. It was a couple of polo shirts, right? So I show them that. I buy it, right? I didn't buy the dolly or the futon, but the polo shirts, I get it, right? And then we go to the mall or we go to TJ Maxx or we go to Home Depot and I show them the price of a dolly.
Right.
And then they see the price difference.
Right.
Now they're saying, hold up, we can get this for $6 and it's $40 here, $70 here.
Right.
Now they know the value of $1. So the earlier we teach our younger generation that, the more, and plus they got to see us work hard. They got to see us work hard, because they tell me, Daddy, you got money, you rich. Nah, Dad ain't rich. No, Dad ain't
real,
rich.
right?
Nah. But you see Dad at his desk every day. You see Daddy going to work every day.
Boy, that was my son's motto, boy. Daddy can get it, he rich. Boy, hey, come on, Dad.
My girl definitely think that. Daddy was, do you ever rest? No, not long as you caught me trying to dig in these pockets. I don't. No.
Yeah, so I think that's two things we need to teach our, the young
I agree with you, man, and I definitely do that with mine. And I it's funny. They joke about, oh well, Daddy work all the time, so he rich.
Right.
My boys used to always say that about me, and I'm like, Daddy working because y'all exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're the reason. But having that conversation with them, and me and my oldest, we always talk, and it's so funny because, of course, the oldest always gets it the most, right?
Right.
Yeah. We always be laying into them about this and that, and you're gonna have to set the standard, and you're gonna have to be the leader, and you're gonna have to do this, and it's like to hear him come back now and be like, I understand what you're saying.
I know that's a good feeling.
I
know that's a good feeling.
Look, especially now that he got to make his own money.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He get it.
Yeah.
He be like, this adulting thing is ghetto down. I don't want to do this. Like,
Exactly.
You know what?
I told you
It's
to be
real.
a kid.
It's funny 'cause my
but
daughter-
he understands.
Yeah.
My daughter
that's good.
just did the same thing because her birthday just passed on Friday. And I called. I was like, just calling to say happy birthday, Dad. And I said, she's like, what you got? I said, I know what you want. I just need your cash app. She
Right.
Yeah, because sister got bills. I said,
Yeah. That's right. That's what they want.
And that's
They
funny
want
because
that
that's how my son is now.
She's like, Daddy, you know what?
No,
Just, hey,
he don't
I'm
want
gonna
no
take this cash app because sister got bills. I'm like,
But it's funny because
Right.
Yeah.
I was that dad. Like, I love to shop. I like clothes, this, that, and the third. But I always made sure they had, clothes. This. So it was like they never wanted for any of that stuff.
Right.
So when they get older and they see how much it actually costs and how much dad was actually spending, my son was like, "You used to spend this much on this?"
Yeah. Dude,
Yes, I did.
You've been knowing me for a long time, man. I've always had nice things.
We all had, yeah.
Dude, but I had kids late. I'll be honest with you. I had my first child in 2012. So it's like when I had my first child, like if anybody knows, if anybody that close to me, like my whole style changed.
Yes,
it's
sir.
like I didn't have the fancy cars no more. I didn't have the flat. Nope. I got responsibilities now.
Yeah, that's like me, man. I want, you know what I'm saying, some other people have got my son like some Jordans, right? Boys, they rough on stuff, right?
Yeah.
They are.
Man, I'm not paying no $140 for no Jordans. And I mean, even though like now he's getting a little bit better, like when he gets some nice shoes or whatever, he got to the point where he think, oh, daddy gonna say something if I get him dirty or something like that. So he get to where he don't even want to walk on stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? But it should be, I mean, for the most part, kids, I don't really think they need to have no $150 shoes.
I don't think
listen,
so.
man, I'm
on
telling you,
their feet.
I was that
especially-
pops, man. I was
when they're
doing
that
it.
young. You know what I mean?
It's crazy to me, man. But you know what? Me personally, bro, I am a bargain shopper. Soon as I go in the store, I'm headed straight to the clearance rack.
Yeah.
I got like that. So I'm gonna tell you.
Bro,
So like,
straight to the clearance rack.
so like my mom, I swear to God, me and my brother always laugh and joke. She'd take $20 and she'd make that joint last like 2 weeks, bro. No lie.
I was the same
But
way,
she
bro.
would always
Resourceful.
shop in.
Shit.
She is,
Yeah,
bro. I swear to God, like
resourceful, yeah.
she used to always shop in Dollar General when we was growing up, and she would go in there, and I'd be like, I ain't never shopping there. She'd be like,
till you get older.
Quiet as kept though. There's some places you go and like the Dollar Trees and stuff like that in the
That's
wealthy
some nice stuff,
in the
man.
wealthy communities.
they in there.
So they sit up there. They
there.
sit up there buying that stuff.
Yes,
while,
sir.
while you
So-
saying you don't want to go in there, they in there buying it.
So moms
We in
laughing at me like,
I'm in there.
like, oh, you gonna be in here? Don't say it, bruh. I stay in that joint,
Yes.
and I stay spending like $100 in there
And they're on
every time.
every corner too. So you gotta
Yes, sir.
take advantage of it.
Bro, the one up the street from my house, I keep it high.
Bro, it's
I'm
funny,
in there
it's funny
every
you
day.
mentioned Goodwill, though.
I went to one 3 times in one day.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's funny
Stay
you
in
mentioned
there.
Goodwill, bro. I was out at a Goodwill in Kennesaw.
Okay.
Oh
Bro,
boy,
listen, when I tell you, I hate to say it, the white neighborhood, bro, and saying no good boy.
Roswell
boy.
area.
Go to Johns Creek.
Man,
Go to Johns Creek Goodwill.
Man, what?
I've been to
Bro,
that one.
Listen,
I've been to that one.
listen, when I tell you the stuff that's in there, but you like, hold up, this in here?
Right.
Right. Anytime you go in Goodwill and you spend $120 on clothes, you done came up.
You done came up.
You done
'Cause you done
came
walked
up.
out of there
They
with
like
like 3
$3 a
bags of
shirt.
stuff. Right. They got a whole bunch of stuff in there. You done spent $120 in there? Oh, you coming
I
out
spend
good.
more on my dry cleaning bill coming from Goodwill.
Right.
than-
So I want to go around the room and try to get back on topic. Can you tell me what would be your main way for you to start moving towards your financial freedom? If you had to pick one thing,
Yeah.
what do you think that would be to start moving towards financial freedom? Or what advice would you
Yeah,
give?
I would say, you know what, and I'm not ashamed to say this, man. Like, I mismanaged money, throughout my life and everything like that.
We all have.
I think the
too.
first thing you got to
I think we
do,
all have.
you got to create a budget.
Yeah.
Like, you have to create a budget. You got to see where your money's going. You know what I mean? If you don't know where your money's going, you can't really plan. So if you got a solid budget of all your expenses, all the things you got to pay to live, and then you take your checking statements for the past 3 to 6 months, and you look where your money's been going, and then you say, okay, wasting money, I can do better. You start cleaning that up, but you got that budget, and you know your income, you know your expenses. So where your money is going, I feel like from there, you can make a sound decision whether, okay, hold on, I need more income, or, okay, I got enough income, but what am I doing with my disposable? And if it's wasting, let's redirect that somewhere else. You know?
And you know, it's funny you mentioned budgeting. No, I thank God for my grandma. God rest her soul. She passed a couple of years back. One of the main things she taught me as a kid was budgeting. She was like, you gotta learn how to save your money and keep all your receipts because you just never know when you're gonna need it. And I can remember a time, man, I went to the bank. I had like hundreds of dollars in the bank, so got a little money out, put it in my pocket. Got home, got ready to pay something, checked my account. It was negative. I'm like, I just had money in the bank. So I go to the bank. The first thing the lady said, she's like, do you have a receipt to show that you...
Old school.
Yeah, good thing I didn't throw it in the trash like most people do because I'd have been screwed. So she's like, well, based on the receipt, did you have this money? So let me put it back in there. So I think one of my biggest things is, like I said, especially like I said with budgeting is definitely important because I'm saying my grandma taught me I have a budget board. So all my bills are on the board. Yeah. I put a check by it. All this, I'm saying, extra spending or whatever, if you don't have a check by it, all that stuff don't happen too. Everything on that board has a check by it. So I think with me, my biggest thing would be basically not spending money on stuff that I really don't have to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, if, I think if I can find something that I can really invest in, that I know that's going to bring money in, I think that's where I would start. I got the budgeting part. With me, it's more of spending money more smarter than I do.
Right.
Okay.
So I agree with you, Alan. I think, spending money over time, changing spending habits.
Yes. Yes.
All the shopping and stuff that I used to do back when I was younger, I don't do it.
Yeah.
I still shop, but not as much.
Right.
Here and there.
Oh, we gonna shop.
Months.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we gonna shop.
And it's small
Go on
stuff. Like,
Shein, baby.
I'm cool with going to Walmart and buying. I'm excited when I buy $8 t-shirt from Walmart. No lie.
Yeah, me too.
I go in Walmart and I'm like geeked to walk by the t-shirt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, they got the new ones.
Right.
So that's my highlight.
Right.
Because I got closet all the all that stuff. It's like I don't even care about that stuff no more. Like I want the Walmart
Buy
stuff.
one get one free.
Right.
Like what?
So that definitely and then reducing the amount of expenses that you have every month.
Yes.
Knowing how much you got coming in, limiting the amount of expenses that you got going out every month. And then also paying yourself first. Like I've always heard that term, paying yourself first. Like how do you do that?
Right.
10%, 20%, take it, put it over here.
Yeah.
And then whatever you got left, that's what you take care of your bills with.
Yeah.
Most of us, we get paid like every 2 weeks.
Right.
So you talking about some months we get 2 paychecks, some months we get 3.
Right.
Okay, if you taking 20% each month or 10%, even 10.
Yeah.
10 is a decent amount if you're making, a couple $1,000s every,
That's right.
every paycheck.
Yeah. And then hopefully that's on top of your 401k.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we,
that's
so
gotta
we're
be
not even
automatic.
right. So we're not even talking about that
already.
because I hope everybody that works
taking advantage of that free money.
taking
An employee match.
Most employers are paying at least 5 to 6%.
6%.
Right.
And if not, open up an IRA.
Open up one.
Yeah.
Open up one. Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, Vanguard.
Yeah.
I mean, not promoting any of them, but do your research. Read. Google. Google is your
And
friend.
if you don't want to pay brokerage fees, go with Robinhood. It's free. Just go with Robinhood.
Right.
And the other thing too, understand that employers, they have direct deposit. It's not just one account that it can go to. It can go to multiple accounts. You can have your personal expenses, you can have your travel fund, you can have your savings, all in multiple accounts, that your employer will set up for you. And I do, if we continue to go around the room, I do want to go another level of your question.
Yeah.
Putting yourself around people, like-minded people.
Yes.
Right.
People
Smarter
that are, you know what I'm saying, that are smarter than you. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be in a room of people that are smarter than me.
You can't hang. You can't hang with somebody that's down
They
there.
always say if you're the smartest in your group, you need to leave your group.
I agree with you, but when you put yourself around people like that, make sure the purpose is to learn, not to judge.
Oh, the purpose is always to
purpose is
learn.
always to learn. Yeah.
That's always to
But
learn.
everybody don't do that. What I'm saying is like, don't put yourself around people like that, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I thought he was making this money. He making more than you making.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one of my biggest things that kind of makes me mad more than anything when you see people that judge people based on what they have, but you don't know how they got it.
Right.
I'm saying you want to talk about what they have, but how about asking? You know what? Okay, I like that car you got. Okay, I like your car. Okay, bro.
Well,
like,
thank you, sir.
So if you paid cash for it, how did you do that? Like, what steps did you get to? Because you know what I'm saying, I'm paying a note, but I would love to just pay cash and not have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll tell you, man,
you
you really
enough to ask questions like that.
Yeah. You definitely got to ask questions, but you got, like you said, you got to be around people that are not judgmental,
Right?
Like, and you gotta evaluate your life. Like one of the things one of my biggest blessings is that I have people in my life that I've been knowing over 20 plus years. You know what I mean? It's like people that's in my life that I've been known from childhood. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people that you can be comfortable with, you can be yourself with.
Have a conversation.
You know what I mean? You can have a conversation. They know your flaws, you know, and everything. So I feel you on the judgmental part, but you don't want to be around those types of people.
I like I said before, like one of the biggest reasons men fail is because of what? Ego. Because of their ego. Yeah. They don't want to feel inferior to another man. But the truth of the matter is you're gonna be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not top of the food chain, you're gonna be inferior.
Right.
You have to be comfortable in yourself as a man to say, you know what? I don't care about him making $1 million a month. I want to know how he makes it.
Exactly.
Or better yet, I want to know how he can give me direction on making $1 million.
What I need to invest in.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always thought millionaires were snobby and uppity and a lot of, until I met one. And they like some of the most coolest, down to earth people that you will meet.
And you won't even know
and
by
they
looking at
won't even hesitate to share the knowledge with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll tell you how they made their money, and then they'll leave it up to you. Right. And some of them will even go as far as, when you got an idea, come to me.
Yeah.
I had a white guy do that to me, and when I was in Aruba, he was sharing some of the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, because he was just talking about all the different office buildings. And I'm like, man, okay, so you know, how you know what to invest in, man? We had a long conversation. I learned a whole lot. So like I said, it's all about asking questions, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna agree with y'all on everything that y'all said, 100%, right? So it's you got to put everything together in order to get to this financial freedom, right? But I'm gonna hit y'all with one that maybe none of y'all have thought about, right? So this is gonna be a quote from somebody I like to listen to, right? So y'all gonna know who this is, right? So this is what the saying says: "I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together," right? You plus me equals better math. Right. I need Coretta if I'm gonna be king. Right. So that's my boy Fabulous. Right?
Fabulous and Neo.
I was about to say that.
Fabulous and Neo.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you like, listen, every time I'm in a relationship, that's what I always say. I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together.
So
I can do it all by myself, but baby girl, you make me better.
Right. Yeah. So the thing is, what I want to say is that, you know, we gotta work to strengthen the black family. Right. Yeah. So it's about us coming, you know what I'm saying, finding our mate, right? You know what I mean? I know sometimes it's hard, right? Yeah. But when you find that right one, it makes everything so much easier.
Right? Which is a partnership.
So it's a partnership, right? So I can save double.
Right.
Almost. You know what I'm saying?
We can save double.
We can save double.
So you saying that goes back to some of our previous shows and validates what we've been saying. Right. Yeah. Why have a two-person household with one income when we can have a 2-person household with 2 incomes, and we can do double the stuff, save double the money, and accomplish double the things?
Because see, now, like how we were talking about having that emergency fund, right? So we have, myself, we have emergency funds, we have investments and all that kind of stuff, right? But if my wife loses her job, right, we gonna keep going.
Y'all straight,
If I lose my job, we still straight. We gonna keep. It's not gonna miss a beat, right? Because it's two working.
Preparation,
And the thing about it is, like, you hear stuff in the news and stuff all this now, like, they trying to figure out ways to break up the black family and all this with all this crazy stuff. It's so much stuff we don't even have time to talk about. Right. But if we can figure out a way to bring the black family back together and keep them together, right? That way the kids can be taught in the household. They can see how a family is supposed to be and all that kind of stuff, right? So I think that's a big part of it. Yeah. And then at that point we can start having that generational wealth.
Yes.
And I'm
Conversation.
gonna say this,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna look at the camera and say this. I'm saying because I strive for the partnership, but I'm gonna say this in the camera, ladies. You know, when you have ideas, don't be afraid to tell your man your idea.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say that. The reason why I say that because, like, we gonna always say we don't want you to always just look at us as, you know, we supposed to be the breadwinner, we supposed to be provider, but that doesn't mean that the partnership has to just come from all my ideas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you have an idea, say you want to run a daycare, okay, and you're like, you know, baby, you know, I always dream about running a daycare. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna come up with all the funds and means, because guess what? If you run that daycare and it's successful, now you can open up another one. We still,
we making this money. But let me ask you this: are you saying that all the people that you like, the women you did, they don't come to you with their ideas? All the women that you've dealt with, they just don't say nothing?
Some women don't.
No, some women don't.
Some women don't.
Some women, but see, me, like I said, I'm talking about me. I ask questions because, like, because me personally, I can have a whole conversation with you all day long about myself, about the things I'm doing. Yeah. But at the same time, you might, you know what? That's, you know, I see you doing that. Yeah, you gonna make no. What are you doing? So what are some of your dreams?
So if you want to accomplish? Like we mentioned before, if you keep running into the same stuff, right? Maybe it's the caliber of women. Yeah. Right, maybe I mean or something, right? If the women
or maybe
some of them just don't have that ideology.
Or maybe some women just don't have that guy that's actually interested in what they want to do.
But you have some women, right? You have some women, especially black women. They gonna tell you they gonna give you their mind.
Some of them.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of them.
It's so many black women that will tell you exactly what they want, and they gonna keep telling you until you listen.
Listen. It's a difference between telling me what you want and doing something to get what you want.
Well, I mean, it's all
you can tell me all day long. So I want to open up a daycare. Okay, what's the steps that you have done to try to do that?
Has she moved in that direction?
But again, then I'm gonna start talking about the caliber again, right? Because if a lady, if she knows she want to open it, the real ones, they gonna already be and done some research and all this kind of stuff. So then the ones that you talking about, they're just like, I want to open a daycare. They just want somebody to hand them something. They just want somebody to hand them something.
They're selling dreams,
right? You know what I'm saying? There's wolf tickets, man. Right. So you need to go and check the stock, right? So the stock that you pulling from is not the right stock.
So that's one thing. Yeah, that's true. But also, ideation is not coming until really you make a commitment. Like you make a solid commitment, and then that's when two people are coming together, putting their heads together, coming up with ideals. And when they're coming up with those ideals, you got to know that person's work ethic. You got to know their drive and what they're capable of, and then it's like you got to support that person got to support you, and then y'all grow together. But you're right. Those ideals need to be coming. Right. But a lot of them are not going to be coming when you're just dating or it's casual or anything like that.
You dating though.
Well, I think
it depends on you
that
dating.
person individually as a person, their ideas are going to come, you know, when y'all dating. Right. Or before y'all dating or what have you on their own time. So it's not really going to affect y'all dating. Right. And I can say that because, like, you know, I had a girlfriend and she was like business minded. Like her next thought was, how can I make this passive income? How can I not work my regular job and just get these checks coming in? Right. Or how can I work my regular job and still get these checks coming in? Right. And so she was always thinking about that.
But that's the betterment. That's the betterment of her, though.
But yes,
that's the betterment of her.
But that you're talking about off on you as well, because then you start to think, dang, started trying to get money. How can I get money?
But look, did you have to make her that way?
No, I didn't.
That's what
she was already like that.
She was already like that. Yeah. So when you doing your searching, right? You got to say, man. You got to say, hey, man. Yeah, you got no. You ain't gonna cut me off. You're not gonna cut me off. You ain't gonna cut me off.
We ain't gonna be with no potential or nothing.
Yeah, you ain't gonna cut me off, right? So it's the thing, like, yeah, she got a banging body and all this kind of stuff like that. But then when she come, if she can't express herself to you and tell her what she want or whatever, and she just sitting back, then ain't the right one. The way
some people need motivation,
but nah. But look, she can be. Some need motivation.
over that.
Yeah.
We too old for that.
We too old for that. By now, if the chicks you date, I don't know what your low end is like as far as age. I don't know how low you go. Right?
I ain't co-signing on that.
You know what I'm saying? But at the age the age that you're supposed to be selecting, right? They should have some drive. They should already be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you go right now and you find a lady and she, let's say 45, right? And she's still doing that kind of stuff.
I say 40.
Yeah,
40.
I threw a high number.
45. Like, come on, 40.
I just threw a high number out there, right? Whatever. Okay.
Right.
If you ask me, if by the time she's 35, she better be doing something.
Thank
30.
you. Thank you.
You heard Rico say that. Like, y'all heard
You
Rico.
behind the eight
Y'all
ball.
heard Rico say
30, really? 30 because it got to be all that at 30 because you got to think most women, by 30 they should know a lot because then they starting to okay, should I have kids and all this kind of stuff. They don't want to wait for. So it's a lot of stuff that happens in that age between probably 25 and up to 40, right? So what they want to do and all this drive and stuff that should be already mapped out, right? So if you fall into this trap that you keep falling into, then because I'm just saying, if you get into a trap, then you know what I'm saying. Then don't deal with that no more. You need to change what you're looking for, right?
Your bros just helped.
You know what I'm saying?
We just helped y'all. We just helped
in
y'all.
own defense,
Thank you.
in own defense, some females. They do need just a little, little tap on the butt, boost them a little bit,
but okay,
because they have good ideas,
Right.
Yep.
and they just
Same thing with
don't
men.
have. They
Same
just
thing
don't
with-
have the necessary tools
but
to
it can
push
be-
them on.
But that can be for
So
anybody.
do they have the tools to push you on? Because you're gonna need that same motivation.
Well, I don't need to be pushed because I'm already
but
pushed. You know what I'm saying?
some men need to be pushed
And
too.
When I meet a certain type of female, it might push me a little bit more. Like,
Right.
oh, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm already pushed, so I don't need no push. I'm good.
But for a man who
My
does
starter
need to be
cord
pushed,
work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, right. For a man that does need to be pushed,
Right.
need that motivation.
Right.
If you got to motivate that woman, that means she might not be equipped to
She might not
motivate.
be.
All right, y'all. So
Here
we
we
gotta
go.
go. We gotta go. This our new segment that we
New
started
segment.
last time.
We
Ask
gonna
bro
switch
code.
gears.
Bro
Ask
code.
code, right? So I pulled a question out our little cup there, right?
Uh-oh.
This a long one.
We done had a couple good ones.
Who is the name
Nah,
on it?
man, you ain't put no name on this.
Okay.
Ain't no name on it?
Somebody missed this one.
All right.
Okay, so what
you know
is it?
who you are. We finna read your
All right,
question.
So here the question: why do men say that they want a nice, sweet, feminine woman? Of course you do. But when they get one, they take advantage of her and they turn around and marry the woman that's disrespectful to them.
Ooh, boy. That's a good. That's a good question. We need a name. Ain't no name on that.
Ain't no man. Ain't
Man,
no
that's
name
a
on
good question.
I think we all are guilty of being womanizers, like not
Hold
being
on,
the
AC,
best
I'm not
man.
gonna-
Hold up now. I ain't gonna agree to that one.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I
I'm
think
listening.
we've all like kind of taken advantage of a woman. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you may miss out on a sweet feminine woman.
I can agree with that.
So that's where I was going with
agree with
that.
that, okay.
But why do we? Okay, read the question again. Why do we settle for?
It says, well, why do men say they want a nice, sweet, feminine woman, but when they get one, they take advantage of her and then turn around and marry the woman that's disrespectful to them?
So I got the answer to that question. So I think for men, we do not want the woman that we feel like we can run over and take
Right.
advantage of.
I agree with you. on that.
Right.
We want the woman that is going to challenge us and make us think and make us even be better men.
Yeah, but does this person think nice, sweet, feminine? Does that mean that
That don't mean that the woman that we choose ain't nice, sweet, and feminine, but they
Right.
just got that little extra,
Yeah.
that little kick.
You try me
Yeah.
out.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we say go in the living room and sit down, you go to sit in the go. You
Right.
go in the living room and sit down. That's what we gonna get from them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're going to challenge us, and I feel like this is just my opinion. They're going to make us be better men.
So you want a woman that's less submissive?
Me personally, I don't like a woman that's gonna. If I say kick rocks, she gonna go kick rocks. No,
So
I want a woman that's
yeah.
gonna tell me you kick rocks.
Right. So a woman can be nice, sweet, and feminine.
Yeah.
But what else is she bringing to the table?
Right.
Because if a man has a nice, sweet, feminine woman, and he's not happy,
Yeah.
there's a reason why he's not happy. So I mean, there's some missing parts in that.
Yeah.
But why does that man settle for a woman who disrespects them? That
I ain't.
And disrespect
I don't know.
that can be interpreted in different ways,
Different
right?
ways.
Like some women might say, "Oh, he disrespectful," or "She disrespectful because she challenges what you say." Well, that ain't necessarily disrespectful.
Yeah.
She might just have a difference of opinion. She might have a different perspective.
Because she got a bunch of male friends.
Right. You might say, "Oh, it's blue outside, baby." She might say, "No, it's green outside."
Yeah.
That ain't being disrespectful. She just got a difference of opinion. Yeah. Right. So it ain't necessarily like we choosing women that are disrespectful. They just might have a different perspective than what the nice women have. Because some nice women will be like, we can go eat whatever you want to eat. You ain't got no thought about what we want to eat.
Right. I don't think none of us want. No alpha male wants that. I don't think any alpha male wants that.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Well, alpha male, they dictate everything anyway.
I think
Allegedly.
personally, from the listening to the question, I think it's more so of when you. I'm thinking based on listening to the question, it's more so of when she. I guess when the person said when you have somebody that's feminine or whatever, it's more of you got somebody that's nice, but then when you find somebody that's more drive, it may come with more mouth, more attitude. I'm saying, like, you may say, baby, you may be in public where the one that was nice and feminine may wait till you get home to have an argument.
Right.
She may go right at the spot, you know what I'm saying, and cause a scene. You know what I'm saying? So I can see
get it where you give it.
I can see you got to point wherever you give it, I'm gonna give it to you back. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you saying, when we get home, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah. So and I think the reason why some guys, I'm saying, I'm just gonna call it for what it is. Some guys just attracted to toxic.
Some are.
Some just attracted. I'm saying, and then
Some are.
I hate. I'm saying sometimes the women that's more toxic, the sex is better. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest.
That's possible too.
I'll say energy. Like maybe
No, we gonna say toxic.
Toxic. Okay. I'm gonna say toxic.
We gonna say toxic.
Let's say energy all you want. You can try to be professional and say energy. It's toxic.
We ain't sugarcoat it.
Right. We ain't sugarcoat it on bro code.
Is that because she the one that gonna choke you like you like?
Hey, wait, listen. It might be.
She gonna be mad. You remember earlier when you said,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Make you bend over.
Right. No. None of that. But no, like I said, on the serious, and then the thing about it is, I agree with Coop because some women that comes with, I'm saying that the little bit of little disrespect and a little bit of, what I'm saying, little toxic. Some of them really have a stronger drive.
Right. You sound excited about that.
And no, but being real. And honestly, just think about it. If you walking down the street, you get into a fight, who you want to have your back? Right. Sweet nothing?
Right.
Toxic Jane over here. So
Toxic Jane, I don't think throw them hands.
I don't think any real man wants any woman that's disrespectful. I mean, one of the things that we want, like a female, their love language is emotion and love and all that.
But not all of them though.
Not all of them.
We gonna cover
I'm not speaking on all of them, but for most men, for most real men, our love language is honor and respect. Honor and respect. So it's like if you want a woman, you want somebody that's going to respect you. If you got a toxic woman,
man, I had a girl. She was like she tried to throw hands like all the time. Like she,
you love that, didn't you?
Nah, man. It was like, man, like you know what I'm saying?
Come on, I would.
It was like,
bro.
He want toxic. Man, we out. She started throwing hands. I had to go. You know what I'm saying? We was at Chastain. She started throwing hands, which it was probably needed, right?
What you did?
She started throwing hands because so basically we at the concert and the girl in front of us was kind of being because we had the table and she was standing in front of him and she said, "Hey, can you sit down or whatever?" And then she was like, something. And then she sat down. Then she did it again. She said, "Hey, you blocking the way." And the girl, I knew it was in trouble. Then when she did that,
you might have picked up
because the girl turned around and then all I saw was this. I'm over right here and she right there. I saw this motion right here. The girl started pointing at her and it was probably on the third yak. It was like pop. And the thing was that she had took her shoe off. She had hit her twice and took the shoe off and hit her. I was like, how you do that move? You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, so then it's a commotion. Then here come the police.
Here comes security.
Right? And then I'm like, hey, everything okay? They say, hey, you get back. They start grabbing, hey, you get back. I say, hey, well, take her.
Well, in that case, and to answer our viewer's question, Give me the sweet feminine woman. You're right. Yeah, we shouldn't be marrying those types of women. I'm sorry.
But listen, come on, man, listen. My thing is, man, listen.
I like a little disrespect. Don't get out of pocket with it too much now, but give me a little bit.
Yeah, don't get them saying because I don't have both.
Right.
I don't have both. So, you know, I had this sweet one. She was nice.
Right.
And, like, sometimes I used to be like, and I'm sure she watching the show, I was like, okay, like, they're going to keep letting people push you over like that?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But then I had one that had out of mouth, and I'm like, okay, like somebody gonna really go
it
throw them hands.
It ain't nothing wrong with a sweet feminine woman that can switch.
Yes, it is.
But flip that switch. It ain't nothing wrong with it.
I like
I was
that.
about to
So
say.
the thing about it is, as long as you able to flip that switch on and off,
Right.
I don't want
That's
that
cool.
because you don't know when they gonna flip the switch, bro. Like they'll flip the switch on you and you'll be like, babe, I just said I want milk instead of water. You know what I'm saying? Like them, no, bro. Like they'll hold it in and hold it in, and next thing you know, blue. It's like you trying to sleep with one eye open. Like, hey, AC, let me come stay. I gotta come stay at your house tonight, my boy. Like,
it's one of them nights, cool. I got you, man.
Because you never know,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, like I said, at the end of the day, man, we basically no man want nobody that's disrespectful.
Right.
But at the same time, we got to understand women are very emotional.
Right.
So a lot of women, sometimes the disrespect and the anger comes with the emotion they feel, depending on what we do or the situation.
Yeah.
You know
And it's
what I'm
all
saying?
interpretation.
I'm like say,
It's
yeah,
all
you know what I'm saying? So
interpretation.
basically, it's all about, you know what I'm saying? My biggest thing is, it's not even all about the disrespect. I'm saying, if you disrespectful or you get mad and snap, it's about, are you woman enough to come back and admit where you was wrong at and learn from that situation?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is another good one, fam.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So, hey, till next time.
Broco family.
Peace.
Bro code, we in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne. We in that zone. Bro code. Don't break bro code. Bro code. We in that mode.